Instead of concatenating strings to produce the format you desire, you can call the format method on a string. Create placeholders, also known as format fields, by using curly braces in the string and pass in values for those fields to the format method. By default, the first pair of curly braces will be replaced by the first value passed to format. The second pair of curly braces will be replaced by the second value passed to format, and so on. In the first print statement, the string I, curly braces, which is the placeholder, Python, evaluates to I love Python, because the curly braces will be replaced by the string love that is passed into the format command. The string in the second print command is comprised of 3 placeholders. The first placeholder will be replaced by the first string passed to format, which is I. The second placeholder will be replaced by the second string passed to format, which is love, and likewise the third placeholder will be replaced by the third string passed to format, which is Python. Notice that when you pass multiple objects to a function or method, you separate them using a comma. So we have format, a string, which is I in single quotes, then we separate it from the next one by a comma, and then we have another string, and we separate that from the last one with another comma. You can explicitly specify which positional parameter will be used for a format field by providing a number inside the braces. So a 0 encapsulated in curly braces will be replaced by the first item passed to format. 1 encapsulated in curly braces will be replaced by the second item passed in, etc. In the example on your screen, the 0 surrounded by curly braces will be replaced by the first string, love, and the 1 surrounded by curly braces will be replaced by the second string passed to format, which is Python. So the output in this case is I love Python, Python loves me. Here's an example of formatting strings using variables. We don't have to explicitly pass a string to the format command. Again, variables just represent the values that they contain, and since these variables, first, second, and third, represent strings, then we can just pass those into format. In this example, the first placeholder gets replaced by the first variable, the second with the second, and the third with the third, and we end up with the string I love Python. Now we can rewrite one of our previous examples that combines strings and numbers with a format method. This eliminates the need to use the str function. In this example, the placeholder is replaced by the value of version, which is 3, and when we run print against this string, we end up with I love Python 3. You can also supply a format specification. Format specifications are contained within the curly braces and begin with a colon. To create a field with a minimum character width, supply a number following the colon. The format field of open curly brace 0:8 close curly brace translates to use the first value provided to format and make it at least 8 characters wide. The format field of open curly brace 1:8 close curly brace means use the second value provided to format and make it at least 8 characters wide. This method can be used to create tables, for instance. Here's an example where we've done just that. We formatted each string to be at least 8 characters in length. To control the alignment, use less than for left, a caret for center, and greater than for right. If no alignment is specified, left alignment is assumed. Building on our previous example, let's left align the right column, which contains quantity and the numbers 3 and 10. Here you can see the format string we use to accomplish this. An open curly brace, a 1, which represents the second item passed into the format method, colon, a less than sign, which performs the left alignment, and 8, which specifies that the string be at least 8 characters in width. You can also specify a data type. The most common case is to use f, which represents a float. Floats, or floating point numbers, will be covered in detail in another lesson. You can specify the number of decimal places by using .nf, where n is the number of decimal places. A common currency format would be .2f, which specifies 2 decimal places. Here's what our table might look like if we take a couple of bites out of our apple. Notice that the value corresponding to apple is 2.33333. However, only 2.33 is displayed because we have .2f, which says, give us 2 decimal places in this floating point number. You can also notice that we have 10 oranges, but again, we force 2 decimal places, so 10 will be displayed as 10.00. Use the built-in function input to accept standard input. By default, standard input comes from a person typing at the keyboard. This allows you to prompt the user for input. In advanced cases, standard input can come from other sources. For example, you can send the output of one command as the standard input to another command using pipes. For more information on this topic, you can refer to my Linux for Beginners book or my Learn Linux in 5 Days class. You can also pass in a prompt to display to the input function. In this example, we display the prompt, enter a name of a fruit to the user, and then what the user supplies will be assigned to the fruit variable. Here we're using a format string to print the information provided by the user. At the bottom of your screen is the output you would see if you happen to run this program and provide the input apple.